Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm gonna go over something that I think is really important and something that took me a long time. It was harder than I expected it was gonna be, but this video is going to be about the SBA disaster loan assistance. And I, like so many others, am a small business. If you guys have followed my channel for a while, you know I have a retail store as well as an online store. And unfortunately right now, my retail store has been closed, which makes up a pretty big part of my business because that is where I work out of. I have an employee. That's where I get all my shipping done. That's where all my inventory is. And I had to close the store officially as of Monday. Today is Tuesday, March 24th. And yesterday was the official day that all the small businesses that are not essential businesses, retail stores, or even big businesses, as long as it was not essential, you had to close in Broward County. So obviously my store is not essential. And I had been closed. I did work last week myself from the store, but I wasn't allowing people to come in. So I was technically closed last week, but I was myself working in the store, getting things shipped, getting things done, but the store was closed. So my store has already been closed for over a week, which is very difficult because number one, that is where I work, and number two, I haven't been able to take any consignments and stuff like that in. So it has been difficult. I've been nervous to take things in since the nature of my business is pre-owned items, and obviously I would have to get it from someone. I have been really nervous to get those items in just because I don't really feel entirely comfortable right now meeting with people that I don't know if they're sick. I don't know who they've been exposed to. So it's very difficult for me to work at this point. So I did want to go over the SBA, the Small Business Administration, the loan. So like I mentioned in the beginning, it is a disaster loan. And there is another one that you can do in, at least that I know of, in Broward County, that is a bridge loan. I did not want to apply for the bridge loan just because a bridge loan is basically going to be for a year. The SBA on this application, I wasn't able to put how much I wanted or how much I needed or anything like that. I guess they will tell me how much I qualify for or whatnot. But on the bridge loan, it is to be paid back a year. The SBA loan, I don't think they're gonna do it a year. I don't know at this point how long the term will be or anything like that. I really don't think it's gonna be for a year if this is like any other SBA loan. I had looked into applying for an SBA loan earlier this year because I wanted to expand my business and I just never did. And then now this came up. So I kind of was already thinking of an SBA loan and now I like really need an SBA loan. So I wanna go over the application with you because it did take me, I started the application on Sunday night. And it took me till today, Tuesday morning, to do. Number one, because I had to call my CPA, which happens to be my mom, and she hasn't really been in her office either. So I had to kind of wait for her to give me some information I needed. So I'm guessing you will probably more than likely have to ask your CPA for some questions unless you have all of your stuff and all copies and everything, then you could probably do it yourself. But some of the questions I really didn't understand. And I do have an accounting degree, but I did not understand some of it. So my mom kind of helped me a little bit on the certain things that I didn't really understand. And then she had to send me like my tax returns. I didn't have copies of them, which I should, but I didn't, and I couldn't find them on my email. So whatever, she sent them to me. So that's not really something that I really am always like, oh my God, I need records, because my mom is my CPA. So she kind of keeps my stuff. But anyway, let's jump in. I'm gonna walk you guys through the application because I just got a copy of it since I finished it. I am able to now put, like, I have a copy of this SBA, like my loan application. I have a copy of it now. So I wanna go over it with you guys so you guys can know if you do wanna apply, what you are going to be needing for this, because it is quite extensive. Not horrible, but it is extensive. So I am going to walk you guys through it. So I'm gonna bring you guys closer. Okay, so here, there, that's good. I am in my house, by the way, not in my store today. So the first thing is going to be how you are applying. Are you applying for a primary residence, sole proprietor, physical damage, or sole proprietor economic injury. So obviously I applied for the sole proprietor economic injury. And then it just asks you for your name, your social, date of birth, household size, like how many people are in your household, marital status, US citizen, and your are you an SBA employee? So obviously I'm not an SBA employee. And then it has a little section right next to that for a joint applicant. I don't have a joint applicant, I'm the only applicant, so I only filled out my information. Then it has the contact information where you put your email address and your phone number. Then the damaged property address. So since I have a physical storefront, that's the address that I put. But if I was just working from home, then I would have just put my home address or my office address, wherever it was. So I just put my store address. My mailing address is my home address. Then damaged property information. Do you own or rent this property? I rent it. Is this property your primary residence? No, it's a rental business property. Then it says income information, primary applicant. I am self-employed. It asks employed, unemployed, self-employed, retired. Self-employed, and then it just asks for your total annual income before deductions, so that you would find on your tax return. I put mine. And I have not done my 2019 taxes yet. So I was going off of 2018. And then it just says your employer's name. I pay myself W-2. So I pay myself through my company, Andrea's Luxury Closet. So I put that, and then just the employer's phone number. Then it wants to know your debts, mortgage holder or landlord's name. So, or you can just check I have no debts if you have no debts. My mortgage holder, I put like the mortgage holder. I don't have a landlord, it's a mortgage company. So I put that, and then it asks for the monthly payment and the current balance. The second mortgage holder, that wasn't applicable, so I did not put that. And then it says, please complete the section below if the amounts are not included in the mortgage amount. So it says real estate taxes, then homeowner's insurance, and condo townhome, but that's included in my payment, so I did not have to do that. Then it wanted other debts like auto payments, credit cards, installment loans, student loans, etc. So for us, it's just our 2 auto cars, and the credit card that I use is an American Express, so it's not really a credit card, it's more like a charge card because it has to be paid by the end of the month. So I did not put that. The only things that I put, which are really my only debts, are my 2 cars and plus my mortgage. Then insurance information, I don't have insurance information on the damaged property, so yeah, that's that. So I did not put that. Other disaster assistance, I did not apply for FEMA or grant award, so I put no. Then it wants to know your assets. So it's gonna ask you for pre-disaster values, and this is where it got a little tricky to me. I wasn't sure if it wanted personal or business assets, because that is so separate, and I didn't really know how to fill that part out. So luckily I know somebody that's in this business that he does SBA loans and stuff like that. So I called him, and he told me that they do want to know your personal stuff. So it's not just based off of your business, it's also including personal stuff. So assets, pre-disaster value. So I put, it wants to know, the first thing it wants to know is the cash, bank accounts, and marketable securities. So I put that. Then it wants to know retirement accounts, personal property. So furniture, appliances, vehicles, RVs, anything like that. Then it wants to know your primary residence, and then all other real estate, which we do have an investment property. So I had to list that as well. And then disclosures, the responses below apply to the applicant and joint applicant, if any. So it's just asking, are you a delinquent of federal taxes? Are you currently defended in any lawsuits? Are you currently suspended or debarred from contracting with federal government? So just like questions like that. Are you presently and subject to indictment, criminal information, like all things like that, that you would get like on another sort of application. And so those were no. Then representative information, I did not have a representative for this. And then this, it was like a consent form for like insurance and stuff like that. I did not have to do that. yeah, and now let's keep going down. Small business disaster home loan, filing requirements, SBA approves your loan. So then it says, here it says, well, not necessary to accept your application, you may be required to supply the following information to process the application. If requested, please provide within 7 days of the information request. If any applicant has changed employment within the past 2 years, provide a copy of current within 1 month of application day pay stub for all applicants. These are like things they could ask for potentially if they, you know, to see if they need any more information. It says, if we need additional income information, you may be asked to provide copies of your federal income tax returns, including all schedules. And if SBA approves your loan, we may require the following items before the loan closing. So if you own a residence, a complete legible copy of the deed. If the damaged property is your primary residence, proof of residency. If you had damage to the manufactured home, a copy of the title. If you have damage to an automobile or vehicle, proof of ownership. So those are just things that they could potentially ask you for. Then it goes into just kind of like the Freedom of Information Act, the Privacy Act, and it just goes over what those are, the Debt Act, things like that. Okay, and then it says U.S. Small Business Administration Economic Injury Disaster Loan Supporting Information. So was the business operating 1 year prior to the disaster? Yes. Then it wants to know the gross revenues for the 12-month period prior to the disaster. So I just put my 2018, and then it says cost of goods sold for the 12th month prior, put the cost of goods for 2018, and then rental properties, only this part, lost rents due to the disaster. Which we do have an investment property, but that's not the business that I'm putting in it, and it's not even ready for rent yet, so I did not put that. But if your business was for that, you would have to put like your loss of rents due to disaster. Compensation from other service sources received the result of the disaster. I haven't received anything yet. I am doing a PayPal loan, so just in case I don't get approved for this, I want to just have a backup, so I'll go over that in a different video. And then you just have to sign. Then it is a request for transcript of tax return, which I don't know how they're gonna do that, just because I've heard from other people that have already been approved that that they got approved within like a few days. So, and I'm not sure if they did the bridge loan or this loan, but if it was a few days, I'm sure they're not requesting the tax transcript. So I don't really know how they're doing this. Maybe somebody's gonna reach out. I really don't know at this point how it's gonna work. But anyway, so you had to put, it's a form 4506-T, and you can get that from the Internal Revenue Service too, to like see the details on that. And you just basically had to put your name. If you're married, which I am, his name goes first on the tax return, so I had to put his information first, then mine, address, and then it's just what are you requesting, and then that's pretty much it. And then there was also, which it's not showing up here as a copy, but you also had to put a schedule of what was it called, because I texted it to my mom. You also had to put a schedule of liabilities. In my business, I don't have any, but in personal, I do. So that was kind of a confusing question, but that was there, and I don't know why it's not giving a copy of it, because that was definitely one of them, but it's not here. No, just the assets. Okay, so that's not here on this application, so I'm not really sure what happened with that, but basically just a schedule of liabilities would have to be provided as well. And that was pretty much it. So it was very time consuming. It wasn't really time consuming because I did it like in pieces. I couldn't just sit here and do it because the system was going so slow, not because of my internet or anything, but because of how many people are applying. It was just going really, really slow. So I had to do it like piece by piece. It does say if you do it between 7 p.m. and 7 a.m. So maybe if you do it at night, it won't be so overloaded, which I did notice when I did it Sunday night, it wasn't as slow. So that was that. And I did get copies from my mom. I got copies of all my tax stuff, which she's my CPA, but I got copies of all my tax stuff that I would need just in case they call or email that they need that. I have all of that information. I'm not really sure if they're gonna ask for bank statements. I don't really know what the next step is. I sent in the application. I don't know how they're approving people. I have heard that they're just approving people. If you submitted all the information, they look it over, that they're basically approving people very, very fast. I know for the bridge loan, they are approving people very fast because the governor did say that, and my mom has a client that did get that, and she was approved very fast. So I do know that the bridge loans are going faster, but I don't really want a bridge loan just because it has to be paid back within a year. And I don't really like doing loans too much like that. I'd rather have it for a longer period of time. And especially if it's gonna be a larger lump sum. And I think with the bridge loan, it's only up to $50,000 that they're doing. And I'm kind of hoping with the SBA loan that I'm gonna get a little bit more than that, just because that was my original intent anyway, to grow the business. So, you know, that'll be that. And they did not ask, which surprised me, they didn't ask like, how much do you need, how much do you want? So I don't really know if they're gonna call and ask for that information. I don't know anything other than that, but I am gonna do a subsequent video explaining what happened after I submitted the application. But as of now, it's just submitted. I haven't been contacted by anyone, nothing like that. So now I just have to wait, but I do want to get this video up just so you guys can get an understanding for what the application is going to be asking for. I wish there would have been a video like this up when I was doing it, because just so I could see like what they were going to be asking. But that's pretty much what they are asking. I hope everyone is staying safe, and I hope that if you are experiencing some financial hardship with your business, that maybe one of these loans will work for you. I know a lot of like local places are doing loans as well, like Broward County has a loan program, the state of Florida has a loan program. I even think my city is doing a loan thing. So lots of different sources. Like I mentioned before, the PayPal loan is also a really good option. I've had many PayPal loans in the past. They're working capital loans, which I really like working capital loans. So that one I am actually going to finalize today, just in the case for the time being. I don't want to like not get this loan and then not be able to get the PayPal loan. So I'm gonna go ahead and finalize the PayPal loan, which I'll make a separate video on that. And that is pretty much it. Like I said, I hope you guys are staying safe, and I hope this video was helpful, and I'll see you in my next video.